Hello guys, welcome to Reliable Accounting Package. So before going with this application, I would like to discuss some great features of the application. So to use this application, you don't need any accountant, or you need to pay any money to hire some person to operate the accountings. It's so customized and easy, so that any person with a common computer knowledge can use this application. So now let's begin with the login page. So here, this is a demo software actually, so we'll log in with demo. Just login. So this is how our software looks like. Now here to the left you can see dashboard, purchases, sales, accounts, reports, tax reports and checks. So each is having its own operations. So we'll discuss in detail about the software, but let's begin with the dashboard. What actually dashboard does. So here you can see to the left there is a calendar, and below that you can see view all and tutorial, and to right you can see backup, refresh and logout. So what actually is calendar? So you can see on the dashboard screen there are purchases and its value, sales and its value, returns and its value. What's purchases? Purchase is nothing but how many purchases you have done this month or this day. We can check accordingly with the calendar. So here it shows the number of purchase invoices you have done and its value, and to the below you can see sales, number of sales you have done and its value, and returns, number of returns you have done and its value. To the right you can see purchases, taxes, so that for the value of your purchases, the tax value of your purchases will be shown to the right, and value of the sales taxes will be shown to the right. So here you can see payments and collections, between the date how many payments you have done and how many collections you have done. Now I just want to check my reports between two dates, something like this, August something, September 1st to 30. So here you can see I have done 13 invoices, and the 13 invoices value is this much, and the purchase taxes of these 13 invoices is to the right, and you have done 15 sale invoices and its value is to the right. So returns you have done 3, the return value is here below, and payments you have done something around 42 lakhs, and something around 7 lakhs is our collections, and what's backup to the right. So I think you have some good idea what actually this work is going to be here. And to the right you can see backup. Backup is nothing but people who use offline application are worried about their data. What if the application get crashed or anything, the system get crashed? So we have done in a secured way that if you click on this backup, your data gets backup to the Google Drive automatically. For this you need to install Google Drive in your computer with your Gmail account, so that the data will be synchronized from your computer to Google Drive once you click on the backup. So the refresh button refresh your application when you are doing some heavy work, or when it gets little bit hang up, you can simply click on refresh so that your application gets great. Now to the below you can see tips. So we have discussed what are the works of the calendar and view all and backup. So I did not discuss what actually is view all. When you click on view all, you can see the purchases value, sales value, returns value, taxes and sale taxes, payments, collection from the beginning of the time of your application purchase. So view all means it shows means behalf of dates, so it shows the data accordingly from the beginning of the date, right? Now let's discuss about the purchases. So to the left you can see purchases. So while doing purchases, the main thing is you need to add a vendor and add product, common product details and purchase entry. Now let's begin with add vendors. Now I'll just try to add some vendor, some what I say Preeti enterprises, and type of vendor, he may be retailer, and some contact person, some Suresh, right? Mobile number, right? Now I'll just write some address. Some Mitchell, something like this, something like this. He is from Hyderabad, right? And the email ID is something jysuryam@gmail.com, and we have some GST number. He is having some GST. Sorry. So I think this will, if you have these details, you can make it, or it's not mandatory fields. I'll just click on submit. So like this, you can add vendors to your software, to your application. So you can see to the below you have Preeti Enterprises. Now something went wrong, or you have forgot to enter some details, or you want to edit this Preeti Enterprises details. So first we'll just go in a scenario so that you have more than 1000 vendors in your application, but you want to search them with some name, for example Preeti. So you can see Preetal Enterprises is there and Preeti Enterprises is there. Now I'll just click on Preeti Enterprises and click F6 so that his details get reflected on the top, and you can edit the details and simply click update so that the details get updated, or you can delete the user and just come out of it. When you click on view all, you see the all vendors, and here you can search the vendors. So this is how it is. Okay, now we'll go for the product details. Now we will do the same thing here. What actually is product detail? This is not a purchase entry. You are just adding the common product details which are common every time you do purchase invoices. Sorry. Now I'll just add some product here. For example, I'll add a toolkit, right? So for example, I'll make a code for this, some TKT. This is the code of toolkit. Now I'll make a packing into 100. So I have 100. So HSN code will be common for this toolkit, so that you can enter just once the toolkit. So there might be some manufacturer for him. So here to the begin to the end, you can see here you can add the manufacturer detail so that the manufacturer get reflected here. So that, but for time being, you can directly enter the manufacturer name here. It's not at all a problem. I will enter some, some Mahindra. So this is for medical people. Just leave it if you don't have it. So if you have any product barcode will be same for this toolkit if you are purchasing from some specific manufacturer. So you can simply scan the barcode here and simply add it. Now this product will have the common tax for GST. So these are the 5 taxes: 0, 5, 12, 18 and 28. Now I'll just go with 12% and simply submit. So here to the below you can see there are plenty of products I have already added. So toolkit is one of them. I'll just click F6 so that I can view the details or edit the details or delete the product. So this is how it works. I'll just click back. Now we have added one product and vendor. Now we'll go for purchase entry. Now here you need to be little bit careful. Nothing to worry, actually it's very simple. First you need to select the vendor from where you are actually purchasing this invoice. So I'll just select Preeti Enterprises and the invoice you have done from him, right? So for example, I'll make some understandable invoice number. I'll just make 00 OK 01 so that it be very easy, so that we will be working on this in the entire application. We'll just go with some credit. So you here debit and credit. What actually is debit and credit? Debit means which may be anything you have paid the amount and collected this invoice or the goods whatever you purchased from this Preeti Enterprises. Credit is nothing but you are delaying the payment with check, or it may be some future date you are going to pay this amount on, say like 15th or 16th of, now today's date is something like 4th, so you are delaying the payment for 10 days or 20 days, so that comes under credit. Debit is nothing but you have done direct cash and you have purchased the goods, so we'll just go with credit here. Now we'll select some product, so here you can see the product code. I'll just click TKT. okay, so TKT is the code of toolkit. I'll just press enter here. So the toolkit manufacturer and HSN code, the packing automatically get displayed. So these are the common entries for every individual product, which are no need to enter all the time. So you just need to enter if you have an expiry date, or simply leave it. I'll just enter purchase price of this product. Just say you have purchased this product with this invoice number of for 65 rupees, or we can say 165 rupees. So some selling price will be some around 170 and 180 is the maximum price. So the tax is automatically got displayed here. If you have any optional price you want to get reminded during the time of sale, you can just keep some optional price also here, right? So here to the right you can see invoice date, invoice receipt date and LR date, so you can enter these details accordingly without any problem. Now I have purchased this toolkit product with this invoice, say some 200, right? I'll just submit the product. So this is how we enter the product. So don't get worried with the calculations what I have done here. Here you can see, I'll just give a small clarification how this invoice is working. So here this invoice was part of 12%, so 12% value was here, taxable value is here, and the tax value is here. So this application whatever which you are seeing is for retail people. Don't get worried, we have the application with for distributors and manufacturers. So this software might be with including tax, but we have with excluding tax also. So this application is something like which the total value is having including tax billing. So this is how you do the purchase entry. Now we'll add some other product. For say I'll enter Japanese writing paper and its price something around 250. I'll sell it for 260 rupees, sorry 260, and 270 is the maximum price. For example, you have unfortunately entered instead of 270 you have entered 2700. So I'll just submit and I'll show you how to edit this. So it's having everything taxes, so I'll just enter some 50 products of this and I'll submit. Now you can see here I have entered Japanese writing paper for 2000 rupees MRP, but this was not my correct entry. So I'll just click on that and press F6. So the details get reflected on the top. I'll just edit to 270 and then I'll just click update to the right, so the product gets updated. So you can see here the product was successfully updated. So this is how you do an invoicing. So here you can see 00OK01. So I'll just copy this invoice number. In some time being you have just made only 2 entries and you have left the work on some urgent work, so that you want to continue the work on morning, or say some after 1 hour, or some power has gone off. So I'll just go back, I'll just click on purchase entry, and just you only need to remember that invoice number and just press enter. So all the details comes, so you can simply add another product and simply do the submissions. So I forgot to explain what is this IGSTN. Now we'll discuss about this. Here whether you have purchased the invoice of 00OK01 from other state or within your state. If you have purchased the invoice within the state, so you have to mention it N. If you have purchased the invoice out of the state, you can simply mention it as Y. So this is how it works actually. If you mention Y, so that this invoice will be automatically converted to IGST invoice. Okay, now we'll just go back. Okay, that was all about purchase entry now. So if you want to add your manufacturer's details, if it is possible, you can add the manufacturers also for record maintenance purpose. So this is how it works. Now we'll go to sales. So here you need a customer for billing and tax invoice and sales return. Now I'll select some product. Sorry, I'll select one customer and I'll just add one customer details here. Say some Kirti retail business something. Now I'll just add some contact person name, for example say Lakshman, and he's from say Rai or say some Hyderabad. I'll make some big entry, Mettuguda. Oh, sorry, just a second. Tarnaka, Lalaguda, Secunderabad, 50017. So I'll enter the city, and area is also the same thing, right? So I'll just enter some mobile number, right? Now if you have any Aadhaar card of the customer, you can enter it, or any PAN card number if you have. These are all not mandatory, but if you have them, it's good. So what kind of customer he is? Just saying he's a retail customer, right? If you have any GST number of him, we'll add some GST number. Just I'm making some rough entries. So if you are part of medical shop, you can enter this DL numbers. So I'll just go. Just here, you only need to remember one thing: whether you want to bill this customer as a IGST customer or a state customer. So if he is a state customer, by default this application takes N, but if he is part of IGST customer, we can click Y and add the customer. So I'll just add him by N and I'll submit. Here you can see there are plenty of customers here. So here Kirti Enterprise is one of them, and you can see type of the customer. He is not a IGST customer, he is a IGST customer, and you can see he is not a IGST customer, something like this. So when you click this Kirti Enterprises in the time of billing, you get a non-IGST invoice. Now I'll just go back. So the same process work here also. You can click F6 and edit the details and simply click update or delete this user, and you can come out of the application by clicking back. Now we will do an invoice. So this is main part of the application. Now I'll click Kirti Enterprises. For example, if you have thousands of them, you can simply type K here. So the Kirti Enterprises comes. So the address what we have mentioned over there gets reflected automatically here. So it saves some of your time, and he is not a IGST customer, so it has come N by default. Now I'll just click a credit invoice. So cash, why I'm making a credit invoice is you will have a good understanding in future. I'll just make it. I'll click credit. Now we'll send the TKT product, toolkit product, TKT, enter. So the toolkit products come here. So what if you want to check how much you have purchased this product and what was the MRP of this product? If you want to view them in detail, I'll click on more details. Here you can see the toolkit product expiry date is this, and the quantity you have purchased 200, and the purchase price is 165, 170 is the selling price, 180 is the MRP. So 175 is the optional price, 12% was the tax, and all these things get something like this. So I'll just click on that and press enter. so that my batch quantity gets reflected here. Now I'll just enter some 20 products and I'll submit. Here you can see I'll just do a calculation here. So how the retail billing calculation actually works. Now here we have the invoice value is 3400, so I'll just make it something like this. What was the selling price? 170 was the selling price. 170 into 20, so 3400 is the invoice value, but this contains a 12% of GST, so I'll make it divided by 100, 3400 into 12% divided by 112. This is 364.28 is your GST total value, and it gets splitted with CGST and SGST. So this divided by 2 will give the CGST and SGST value 182.14, 182.14. You can see here and the below. Now when you before this, what if I do 364.29? For example, 3400 is our invoice value minus 364.29 will give you the gross value. So here you can see the gross value. This is the taxable value. So 3035.71, and your 3400 is your invoice value. So this is how it works here in your invoicing. So don't get worried. Some people, but for distributors and all those people, you will have tax calculations something like this. 3400 will be the 3400 will be the taxable value, and plus, for example, divided by 100 into 12%, 408 plus 3400. So this will be the invoice billing of a distributor, or it may be a manufacturer. So it gets differ. Don't get worried. We have all kind of applications with us. So I'll just go back. So we are giving a demo of a retail business application. Now I'll just go back. If you want to see the product again, you can see out of 200 we have sold 20, so that 180 has been reflected here. So this is how our invoice works. We'll do one more sale if it is possible. So I'll select some other product. So I'll show you. For medical people, it's more important to sell product batch wise. So I'll just select one product, bamboo blends, and I'll click on more details. Here you can see I have plenty of bamboo blends from different purchases, which I have purchased with the different purchase price and selling price and MRP. So with which MRP you want to sell, or from which quantity you want to get it minus, and for which expiry date you want to sell the product, simply click on the product and do the sales. So I'll enter some product, say 12, and I'll just, if you have the discount is okay, but if you don't want to give discount, you can simply place 00, or if you want to give discount 6.00, it's okay, just add it. So this is how it works. So the manufacturer name comes here, and this how it be. So invoice value is 14457.22. Now I'll just go back. Now we'll go for the sales returns. Now I'll just go, sorry for the interruption. The last billing was 16. I'll just press 16 here and press enter, so that you can view your invoice. Now something went wrong, and some customer of this customer Kitty retail business has come to you and asked for return. Sir, I have some problem with the product, he want to return the product. So he brought the invoice. You can simply just write the invoice here and just check whether the customer has purchased this invoice from you or not. So this is how you get the invoice details at the time of returns. So right, you have done this invoice to Keith retail business. I'll just go back. I'll click on Keith retail business. Right. So was that product sellable product or breakage product or damaged product? If it is a breakage damaged product, you have a different process of crediting him amount. But if it is a sellable product, you will credit the credit note amount immediately to the person. So I'll just select the same what product it was, just a second. So I'll just return the toolkit product. So I'll select the toolkit. Right, now I'll return quantity, say some around 2, right, which date you are returning this product, and I'll just click on add. So sorry, the rate has not displayed here. So how much price you with how much price you want to return it, so the selling price automatically gets here when you click on this. So this was the sell price, right, 170. I click on 170 and I'll just wait, I'll click on this and press F6. So this 170 was the selling price. I'll just update it. Okay, so 340. So this is how you can update the invoice, or you can delete it or go back. So 340 is the amount. You must credit this 340 amount to Kirti retail business. Okay, now I'll just go out of this application and I'll click. So I think you have some small idea how the tax invoice returns and add customers works. Now this only the work you have to do is purchases and sales. Now when you come for accounts reports, tax reports and check alerts, this is all part of your this entries only. Now every work is so customized, you only need to select few dates and view the records accordingly. Now I'll click on accounts, payments. Now in the payments, when you click on payments, payments is part of your purchases, right? I'll click on Preeti Enterprises and get data. So with the for Kirti Enterprises, you have done a invoice 00000OK01. So you want to do some payments for this Kirti Enterprises. Okay, so I'll just click on enter, or I'll click on F6. So this progress, so I'll be paying only for this invoice. I'll click 4. Now you are doing a payment with check. So cash, card, bank transfer is common in these days, but what if you do a payment with checks? So I'll click on check. I'll do payment description. I'll say post dated check. Right, so for which bank it was? SBI. We'll see it's from SBI. So some account number, right? So it's some IFS code. So check number, it may be which check you have distributed, and the check date. I'll just select a date call. I have written a check with the date 8, but the billing date is 4. You can see here the date, check date was, the check you are giving to this person is on 4th, but you are saying the person to withdraw the check on 8th. So this is how it works. I'll write amount, say, so you have 45,500. I'll only pay him, say, around only 40,000, right? And I'll just click on pay. So this payment is added for Preeti Enterprise. So 45,500 was the invoice value. 40,000 you have paid with say check. So what if you want to see how many payments you have done to this individual Preeti Enterprises? I'll click on edit payments. So here you can see on the date this with voucher number PA009, you have done a payment of 40,000 with check, post dated, all the description get here. I'll click on enter, and if you want to edit any details of this, you can do it. It's not at all a problem. Or you can edit the value to 30,000 and click on update here, so that the 40,000 is changed to 30,000 here, and the remaining balance is 1550. Now I'll just go back and I'll click. Now here I think you got the understanding. Now what if you have more transactions, or I'll give a small example. What if you have more invoices, more than one invoices? So you can see here, we have more than one invoices. All the invoices are part of credit here. So you are not seeing any cash or card payments here. We are only checking credit invoices. So these are the important invoices which we have to pay them the money, right? So here we have a list of credit invoices with their invoice value and how much amount you have paid here and due amount, right? Now I'll click on edit payment, so that how many transactions I have done to this individual nifty knowing manufacturer. So I'll click on edit payment. So you can see here with some dates, with some voucher numbers for this customer I have done, for which invoices I have done payment and how much amount you have paid to them and by what you have paid. So here you can see there are 2 check payments and 2 bank transfers and cash payments, card payments, and if you can see here bank transfer you have done with some bank account number, IFSC. So like this you can maintain the individual account transactions here without any problem. So just press. So I think you have a clear idea of payments. The same scenario works for the collections. So collections, we have done some Kirti retail businesses. You have one invoice here, so that was 14457.22. so you must pay some amount for them, right? So I'll do some other same payment with card and I'll go with some description, say credit card. So you won't have any details of this. You'll just select date and how much payment you have done. For example, just think we have done the complete payment with card. Sorry, we have received the complete payment with card. I'll just click on pay. So this is how our thing works. I'll just click on edit payments here. Just a second. So this was your invoice value, right? So this is how it works actually. So don't get worried, actually the transaction, some amount paid amount has not come here. This is a demo application, so you will have a good working with this. Don't get worried about this. So you can delete the payment if you wanted to. I'll click on enter and I'll delete the payment. Okay, so this is how. I'll just do another transaction here. I'll click on bank transfer, PRA and strands with some invoice number for which invoice you are paying here. That was important thing, right? I think I forgot to enter the invoice number just now. Sorry, that is the reason it was not able to get detected. So I am just paying it. I'll click on 450010. I'll just pay the complete amount here. So sorry, actually the mistake what I have done was I have not selected the invoice number here for the payment. It was 0 earlier, so I have selected the bank transfer. So TRANSFENS, right? Now I'll just make some SBI. So some account number you have transferred, bank transfer NEFT. I'll just click on pay here. I think it works now. Yeah, it's correct. Now actually the earlier mistake was I have not selected the invoice number here. It was 0, so that is the reason that amount has not got in payment amount paid list. Now this is fine, there is nothing problem with this. So it was nothing actually. So if you want to delete the payments, you can click on it, press enter and delete it if you wanted to, but you have an edit option. You can simply click on update, the payment gets updated. Now we'll go to payment ledger. How many payments you got from individual vendors, you can check here. Sorry, how many payments you have done to individual vendor, you can check here. So just now we have done for Preeti, right? For Preeti you have got an invoice for 45500 and the check you have paid 30, with the check you have paid 30,000 and the subtotal is 45500 and the amount paid is 30,000 and remaining balance is 15500. Like this you have individual accounts and cumulative accounts. For example, I want to see only for Preeti Enterprises. I'll just check Preeti, something like this. You can simply click on print here and just take it. You can save this or you can print it. Now the same scenario works for the collections also. You can click on view all the details gets reflected here and you can see there are few of customers here. So with this you can see individual customer details. So this is how it works. Now I'll just click on back. So expenses is a really great part in this. So expenses is nothing but behalf of your purchases, and excluding your purchases and sales, you have some expenses, something say electric bill or your say your maid bills, it may be anything. So how you manage them? I'll just click on some. So I have done food and internet bill here. I'll do something like say I have an expense for petrol monthly, right? Say how much you have done payment more, just think we have done for with cash. How much payment description, say it may be anything, you can write payment description for car. How much amount you have done? 2500 is your amount you have spent on your petrol for car. So for cash you don't need to enter all this bank account details here, right? You can simply click on pay here directly. So for car you have done 2500. Now I'll click on the same petrol. I'll click by check. So not petrol this time, I'll say made expenses, made salary. So say some you have paid around you have given a check for 2, your maid name must be something like right XYZ, to XYZ, some XYZ name, right? Amount is something you say you have given a 3000, okay? With which bank check you have given? SBI, or you can write one thing, right? IFS code, it may be anything, or you can write the check number here. And check date will be something, say you have given on the 5th, so Sunday is holiday, so you said to transact, take the check on 6th, you have given the 6th date, you have written the 6th date and given the check to the maid, and I'll just click on pay, right? Now for this you can see maid salary, food, internet bill, this gets automatically added in this, so that you will have a same entry all the time. You can just check the details. Here will be the complete individual maid salary will be shown here, so it be same for everything, internet bill or petrol. So these are all your expenses, right? I'll just go back now from here. So this is part of accounts, how you maintain your accounts. So we'll work on tax reports. Tax reports, sorry, not tax report, it's just reports. Reports is part of how much purchases, invoices you have done with between the dates. I'll just click on this, I'll just view. So just now we have done a 00OK01 with 2065 CGST, 2065 SGST, and 4130 was the tax amount, and 4550 was the invoice amount. Like this you can see all the invoices, how many you have purchased within the dates, or else we can go within the dates. I'll click on October, from October 1st to so and so date. So here you can see there are list of invoices. So I have all done of CGST, SGST invoices, but not even one IGST. So there is no invoices with IGST. So if you want to see separately how many CGST invoices you have done and IGST invoices you have done, so you can check like this. If you click on view all without dates, it shows the data from the beginning of the time like this. So this is how it works. Now I'll just go back. Now I'll click on sales report. So sales report is the same, just click 2 dates. Sorry, not sales report, this is sales invoices. Sorry guys if you a little bit not understanding my language properly. So I'll just see how many invoices I have done between the dates. So 16th invoice was the last invoice. We have done 14457.22 was the invoice value. So how many, here you can see I have done few IGST invoices here, and here if you want to check them individually with CGST, SGST and IGST invoices, so this is how it's going to be. If you click on view all, it shows the data from beginning of the time without dates. This shows directly, right? So stock report is nothing but what if you want to check your stock, how many stock are left with you. So I'll just select the date, right? I'll click on view now. So this is how our stock actually looks like. So we have on one more page, I think, right? So we'll talk about the toolkit product just now. I'll just select product here and press tool, so I can only see toolkit product here. So how many toolkit products are left with me? So you have purchased 200 quantity, 20 were sold and 2 were returned. So that is the reason it has come 182 here, and that was saleable return, right? Sorry. So that is the reason it has come 182. What if you want to check with a specific details? This is directly the stock, how much you are having in the stock reports. But what if you want to see in detail? You can just select date and click on view all. So this is how your work looks like. So this is the Preeti Enterprises for the product toolkit. How many you have purchased, the invoice, that this is part of stock and sales. How many opening stock were by this date? So today you have done 200 and 20 you have sold and 2 you have got returned with saleable. That is the reason this 2 has added here. So 182 is the closing stock of the toolkit. So this is how your stock and sales statements work. You can directly print this statement or save this statement in CSV format to have Excel look. Directly you can save to CSV format to have the Excel format look. So here you can see by vendor. I'll just click on Bharatiya. So with Bharatiya, how many different products I have purchased and how many are the closing stock of this. I'll click on the product and I'll click some toolkit. Just now I've shown this. So toolkit product, you can see the opening stock and closing stock, right? So this is how your stock and sales statements looks like. I'll go for sales report. So sales report is part of something like say October 4th to, I'll say this. I'll just click on view all. So this is my sales report of all the customers, right? I'll just click how many cash invoices, how many cash billings I have done within the dates. Here you can see within these 2 dates how many cash invoices you have done, how many credit invoices you have done and how many card invoices you have done. You can check like this with the individual product description. Here you can see monthly product wise sales, party wise product wise sales, invoice wise product wise sales. I'll click on this and click on view. So this is how it's going to look like, right? Sales report. So this was the sales report. So if you click on view all, you need to have 2 dates. You can see the cash, credit card. This is as explained. Now we'll go for tax reports. So this will be very much important during the time of a tax submission. I'll click on taxes and I'll select 2 dates, right? And I'll see how many invoices I have purchased. So this is the tax report of your purchased invoices. So for 0% you have this much of value, but for exempted you don't have any tax value, right? For 5% you have this much value and this much is the tax value. For 12% this is the amount and this is the tax value. For 18% this is the amount and this is the tax value. So for 12% we have done an invoice just now. In 12% it was last, so there will be some invoice in this. I'll just go within the dates. I'll select September, November 4th and 4th. Yeah. So this was the invoice just now we have done, I think. So in 12% you can see this is the taxable value and this is the amount. So this is how you do your tax calculations, right? So I'll just go back. And for the sales, now that was purchases, right? Now we'll go for sales. I'll just see October 4th to 4th. So you can see here 14457 was the invoice. So the taxable value was 12903,908.23 and tax amount is 154, and the invoice value is 14457.22. So that was with some 12% tax. So this is how you check your 0% taxes between the dates: 0%, 5%, 12%, 18% and 28% between the dates. So like this you can do the segregations, and you can see how many CGST taxes you are supposed to pay. So CGST, SGST taxes you are supposed to pay, and IGST taxes you are supposed to pay. So this is how it looks like. Now we'll go for input output tax. So input tax is part of your purchases and output tax is part of your sales. Now I'll just check between the dates how many purchases I have done and how many sales I have done. So just now you can see I have done an invoice with purchase invoice some 48200, and I have done some other purchases also. So this is part of your sales, how many I have done. And if you want to check more than dates, click on this view. So this is how it's going to look like, and this is the taxable amount you are supposed to pay to the government. Okay, right. Now we will have a look of this check alerts. What actually is check alerts? Just a second, we have done some create invoices, actually some checks. So I'll just click on refresh. The 3 has changed to 5 here, you can see. So I'll click on check alerts. In payments I have given 2 checks, and it is saying you, so what our application does is that if you have a check given on some date, it might be some date on 9th or 10th, you just want to get alerted before 5 days or 4 days before the check is going to get delivered to some person. So here you can add the check details. So I'll click on payment checks, how many checks I have done. So with this you are supposed to give a check, you are supposed to give some money of 4 lakhs on the date 2017 level 08. So today's date is 2017 level 04. From this date to 5 days our application checks the how many checks are pending between these 2 dates. So we have by default given 5 days. If the requirement is more, we will give it we will just change the number and give it to you. So within this 5 days how many checks you are supposed to pay. Once the 9th date is gone, you won't have any checks here. For example, if you want to, if the date is even passed, you can check the date. For example, I'll click on between the dates and I'll view. So there are only 2 checks here. Here you can see the date without check, with the date you have given to the payee. For example, I just want to check my checks between these 2 dates with the date given, the check given date, and one is with the check date. So like this you can view, and you can also view the payee name with Preeti Enterprises. So for Preeti Enterprises you have given 1 check, something like that. And for Nifty Knowing Manufacturing, for example, Nifty Knowing Manufacturing, you have given only 1 check for 4 lakhs, something like this. So you can check your checks like that. So you have 2 payment checks of 2. So collection checks. Now for collections you have 1 check, it was as shown here 1. So the 1 check is Shekhar Enterprises with post dated check, Andhra Bank. I think this we have done just now, or maybe it is part of expenses, I think. Yeah, 7 lakhs. Maybe I have done this just now, but no problem. These are all your checks which you are supposed to pay on level 4. This is month, year and month and date. So this is the details which you are going to get alerted. And vouchers, you have done 2 payments for food and maid salary. Like this you can view your, just now we have done an amount of 3000 rupees for maid salary, right? So like this you can view your checks accordingly, how much you are supposed to give to some individual person. You can view with the name also here. like this. You get all check alerts here, so there is no need to worry with your checks. So on the whenever you get login to your application, the check alerts shows with the number of checks of your payments maybe, or collections maybe, or vouchers it may be. So all gets, it's a group of this shows here. 2 1 2 will be 5, so all check alerts are 5. So when you click on that individual, you can check how many are there here. So like this you can get avoided of your checks, sorry, you can get alerted of your checks which you are going to get or which are going to get paid. So guys, so this is our application, and this is me, a developer, personally giving this demo to you guys. So that is the reason it has taken this much of time. So don't get worried if you have any questions or if any mistakes I have done, nothing to worry, you can directly ask me. So we will be mentioning the contact number and email ID, so don't get worried, feel free to talk. If you want a demo application to be installed in your computer, so we'll just install a demo. So I have missed one thing here actually, tax invoice. So I have done one invoice, right? So this is also a best part, actually I forgot to show you guys. So you have done an invoice of 006, but I haven't shown you how the invoice is going to look like. However, so here you can see P1, P2, P3, DST. P1, P2, P3 is nothing but if you click on P1, the default invoice of D gets printed. What actually default invoice? I'll click on D. So this is how our invoice going to look like. So you get your address on the top, your phone number to the right. So details gets shown like this, the invoice date, invoice number, and this is the complete detailed report of your invoice, which will be useful for medical people mostly. And this you can see total amount in words and everything, so and so. So this is how your invoice is actually going to look like. So you can simply click on print. So this is part of preview. You can directly click on P1 so that your print gets directly printed to your printer. Now I will see what is S actually. I'll click on S. So this is an invoice, simple invoice without more fields. I just shown product, HSN code, quantity, free rate and net amount. That's it. No more details with all tax calculations or all XYZ things. So I'll go for thermal printer. If you have a thermal printer, you can directly click on T, so that the thermal printer preview shows like this. Here you won't have any customer name, you only have your brand name and the date and invoice number and how much you're doing. Simply click on print and give the invoice to your customer. And the same T is P3, S is P2, D is P1. If you click on P1, the default invoice, this invoice gets prints. If you click on P2, the P2 invoice gets prints. So it's doing something here. Yeah, actually I don't have any printer connected. It might be taking some default printer access, something like that. Okay guys, so this is our application demo here. So we will be also, okay, I forgot to say what actually is tutorial here. For example, if we are far, if we are not regularly connected to you people, or you might be getting a little bit more busy, or you may not have time to call us, if you click on tutorials, we will, and the video what you're seeing now will be shown on this tutorial, so that you can simply see the video. But don't get worried if the video is lengthy. We will be individually discussing individual topic of this everything. It may be anything. All the individual menus will be discussed in part to part and will be kept in the tutorials. When you click on this tutorial, you will be directly redirected to YouTube, so that you can see our how to use the application. So guys, so this is our work. So if you have any doubts, first thing is, if you want to have the software installed in your computer, we will be giving you you need to send your contact information to our mentioned email ID, so that we'll contact you and we'll install the application and we'll be discussing the price details with you. So it was really great talking to you guys. If you enjoyed the demo, please like and share this video, so that many people will get interacted with our application, or share. Thank you and goodbye.